So have you ever wondered about, like, the way people used to do some random ass things?
Yeah.
Like, you might, like, see a clip on a movie where they'll be like, oh, in the old times, we...
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. So we're going to talk about some of that.
Some of the nitty-gritty, gross, weird, strange things.
A lot of mine are weird and strange,
Yeah.
but it was, like, very well known and everybody did.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Let's go.
Let's go. Hello, I'm Ash.
And I'm Lynn.
And this is Only If You Can Keep Up. Okay, so some of mine are morbid, some of them aren't. Some of them are kind of just like, what?
Yeah.
Like, people used to, like, actually, every single one of my things, and I'm sure your things too, people fucking did.
Yeah.
Like, actually did on a daily basis.
Right.
It was a very normal thing for people to do some of the stuff we're about to talk about. Like, just as normal as us having a coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, very fucking normal.
It's crazy how
until
times
one
change.
day it just became not normal, and
Yeah.
now it's considered
What
fucking
happens
weird.
to make things just not normal anymore?
Modernization. We just all change. Things become easier and
Slowly
better.
but surely.
Literally. Okay. The first one I'm going to start off with, and these are going to go from, like, I have a couple from, like, medieval times. I think one, Victorian, and then, like, the 20s, 30s,
Yeah.
40s, and 50s. So my first one is in the Victorian era, which obsessed with.
Yes.
What was that?
Why
A
did
car
we
drove
had to
by.
have had a past life in the Victorian?
Literally. Okay, people used to wear something called a mourning jewelry. It is literally a lock of the deceased hair as a ring on your finger.
Oh, wow.
They would wear this for up to a year after the person that they loved passed away. Like, grandma died, I have a lock of her hair around my finger. This was normal.
Huh. That's
Like,
crazy.
Like, think about going to the market.
Yeah. It's
and-
not like,
and
oh, I
seeing-
just put their ashes in it
Right,
in a
no.
container.
Sally
This is...
has a ring on, and you ask her,
Wow.
oh my goodness, who passed away? Because you know,
Yeah.
because they have that ring on. It's normal to have a ring of somebody else's hair on your finger.
Wow.
Yeah, so normal. Extremely normal.
And I know,
to-
like, now they make jewelry out of ashes and things like that. But this was like a regular thing where people would wear these and they would just know,
Yes,
like,
they would
wow.
cut the hair and then braid it and then wear it as a jewelry. They would fit it to their finger as a piece of jewelry for up to a year after they passed away.
Huh.
As it was like a remembrance. We remember grandma, we remember our husband, wife, because Victorian era, everyone died.
In Victorian era, they did a lot of morbid things, especially with death. Okay, so here's one thing. Victorians, they would photograph their dead loved ones.
Yes.
And they would, like, even dress them up. Like, even children and stuff. They would pose them.
They would
like,
sit them up or stand them up. And then they would also, like, be in the pictures with them.
Yeah.
It would be like a family
like, here's
portrait.
the family photo for
with
Mother's
grandpa,
Day or
with
whatever.
grandpa, who's dead.
Yeah.
But he looked alive, other than his
Yeah.
eyes being closed.
Like Weekend at Bernie's stuff.
And then they would display these photos in their home.
Isn't that wild?
Like, I am dead fucking...
Could you imagine if people did that now?
This was like the 19th century.
It's
like,
not
so it
like,
was
oh, I
wild,
took a
but
picture of the casket at the funeral. No, like,
No.
we dressed grandma up and put her
Yes.
next to us in the family photo.
Literally.
Wow. Like,
I have so many questions. How did she not stink? Did we just,
Right?
like, the minute she died?
she probably did, but back then, they didn't bathe. They probably all stunk, so, like...
I don't know. Yeah, right.
Maybe
Exactly.
smells just weren't... Maybe they didn't...
Right. They would
smell
stand
things
them
the
up,
way-
too. They would, like, have the men hold them up, and they would all stand around them.
Gosh.
What?
It's wild.
This was normal. Everybody did this. This was not...
When did
this
this
was
stop?
not...
Like, who decided this isn't really cool to do?
I
Like,
mean, I'm hoping at some point they're probably like, this is more morbid than actually
Right?
taking, like...
Victorian stuff was really... You know,
It
we were
was.
talking one time about, like, weird greeting cards and how in another life we would, you know, do weird, like, gruesome-looking greeting cards, like Valentine's cards and stuff.
Right.
Well, I guess the Victorians, if you look up, like, creepy Victorian greeting cards, like, even their Christmas cards, it's weird shit.
Yeah.
Like, there'd be, like, a frog dancing with a beetle, or, like, a creepy little baby
But
shoved in a teapot.
Listen, that's my shit.
Yeah,
I think that is so cool.
I love that
Right?
stuff. I think we were born in the wrong time period, or maybe we lived in that time
Listen,
period.
I really don't want to wear one of them fucking... the things that squeeze you in. What are they called?
The girdle. Yeah, corset. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Same-
I've seen people on TV shows and movies put
Yeah,
those on, and it's
that
like...
would be miserable. That would be miserable.
I can't stand it if my pants are too tight.
Right?
Like, I had 3 C-sections, so, like, it's an issue. It's like an internal
Oh, yeah, I'm
feeling kind of
sure.
thing. I would die.
There's no way, man. And I know people didn't go for comfort back then.
Back there.
Well, even all the
Right.
way up until I'll get into more of the style stuff, but the 1800s, like There were so many weird fucking things back then, dude.
Yeah.
Do you know, okay, I want to say this is 1800s too. They had actual human garden gnomes. Like you see your little ceramic garden gnomes in the yard.
Right.
They actual humans. So especially wealthy people, they would hire, they call them like ornamental hermits, like men without work. They would hire them like for a number of years to like live in their yard or their garden and live in a little shack or a cottage or crooks and crannies around their home. And they would make them grow their beards, their toenails, their hair, everything. Like completely unkempt.
So they just sit there all day?
Well, they would have them kind of walk around. Like I think it was for entertainment. Like just to look, like they wanted to look the part. Like I have a real garden gnome. Like it's a real human. And they would pay them and feed them and everything. But they weren't allowed to interact with humans. They weren't allowed to talk. They had to just stand there and be a hermit and live on their property.
Oh my... I mean...
Like, I did not think that was real, and I went, multiple sources were like, yeah, it was a sign of wealth in the 1800s for them, for entertainment, decoration. They would pay these men. Most of them couldn't wear shoes. They couldn't talk to people. They would just live in, like, sometimes little caves around the house, and what the fuck? Like, could you imagine if people did that now?
Could you imagine it? Because I have so many little mini garden gnomes. I think they're so cute. I mean, I'm not, like, obsessed, but I have several of them. Could you imagine if I had an actual man...
Oh my God.
Wait, did they wear the pointy hat and everything? Like,
I don't know.
need to know.
I bet there's probably pictures or drawings of them. There may be drawings of what they looked like.
Oh my God. Okay, so we're going medieval here. This is my only medieval one, I think. Maybe. I don't remember. There was something called bloodletting.
I've heard of that.
Okay. They truly believed that if you drained some of your blood, you would be cured of anything.
Like release the toxins.
Yeah. So these people, mostly wealthy people, or people who didn't have money and they're like, we have nothing else to do to save you.
Yeah.
They would go to the hospital and a doctor would cut their vein open and let them lose up to 2 to 3 liters of blood.
Oh my gosh.
And then they would stitch them back up. They didn't die.
Huh.
But then they would say, all your diseases are gone.
Yeah.
They're gone. You're cured.
Huh. I've heard of bloodletting, and I'm sure they still do something similar in some cases.
I mean, like blood transfusion is what it is today.
Yeah.
But these people would just like let it all drain into a bucket.
Huh.
And
just
then,
like release
and
it
then send them home. Like, have a good
new
day.
blood. Wow.
You're cured with whatever ailment you had.
It's wild.
My whole thing with all of these are people actually did this. Yeah. There are groups and hundreds of thousands. This is how we live. This was just as normal as going and getting a blood transfusion.
Yeah.
Or just as normal as going to get an IV because you're dehydrated.
Yeah.
Normal.
Yeah. Gosh.
Insane. Fucking crazy.
There's so many things. Like, when you get back to medieval times, like, we could do a whole episode on medieval stuff, probably.
I think we should at some point.
There was a lot.
So cool.
Especially, like, Roman stuff. Like, there was so many.
See, I get confused with the Roman and then oh my God, Greek.
Yeah.
They all kind of mix or don't mix, and
time, pretty much anything before, like, the 1600s, there was some really freaking crazy stuff.
And I think it's just mostly stories.
Yeah.
Like, it's just stories people told upon story, and we've changed it over the years, and
yeah.
But these things that we're talking about, there's articles about it. There's people talking.
Yeah, you get into the 1800s, and people
started writing stuff down, right?
Because, like, I read that train rides in the 1800s, people believed it would cause insanity. Like, if you rode a train, you could become mad from riding the train from, I guess, all the bumps and going so fast. It was like 30 miles an hour.
Because if cars were invented then, they didn't go very fast. And a train goes
So for a
quite
train
fast.
to go, say, 30 miles an hour, that's insane. That's going to make your brain jumble up.
Is that not
They also believe that women's uterus would fall out if they rode a train.
I've heard that before.
And they also believe that women's uterus could wander, that it could, like, move around in the body.
What?
And I don't know, something linked to hysteria too. Like, they believe that
your uterus is walking, so you're crazy. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh, they had some crazy stuff.
Another one, in the early 19th century, the rich, I think we talked about dentures in another episode.
Oh yeah.
They would use animal teeth for their dentures. It had to be the rich though. If you weren't rich, they used I think it was human.
Yeah,
but if you were rich, you didn't have to do human teeth. You got to do animals. It was mostly pigs and horses.
Wow. That's crazy. Could you imagine going around with horse teeth? That would be huge. It'd be so hard to eat. And how did they put them in? Like, what adhesive did they use? I'm sure they probably shaved
them down to, like, fit a human type of situation in some way. But
I've also read that, like, parts of the world thought that bad teeth was a sign of wealth. That, like, if your teeth were rotting, that you were, like, more popular or something. I don't know what that was, but I don't know. There's so much about that time period in general.
Yeah.
I don't know. When you get up to like, okay, like back child labor, it was a normal thing. The 1900 census suggests that almost two.
Is my refrigerator making ice? That scared the shit out of me. I jumped. I don't ever jump. I'm sorry, I interrupted you completely.
It's okay. The 1900 census, it suggested that almost 2 million kids aged 10 to 15 were working full-time jobs. Full-time jobs. 10 to 15. Like, what?
So
child labor was not only normal, it was like...
My youngest is 9, so she would have one more year of a childhood, and then she would have to go to work.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine. Like,
my kid can't even handle life on a daily... Like, I tell her every night to go take a shower, and she fucking completely melts down. So how did these kids... They were built different. Right? Our kids are just...
Oh my gosh.
I worry. Anyway, cough medicine used to be 25% hard alcohol.
I believe that. Well, and they would use heroin and mercury regularly.
Yes,
like
and it was actually marketed... Like, think of like an old-time ads from the 30s, because we're jumping up to the 30s. It would literally be called the cure-all. It cured everything because it had fucking hard alcohol in it. Gosh. It probably had like ethanol and you know what I mean? Like pure ethanol.
Nuts.
And it would cure you. I wonder why people died so young back then.
Right?
Like, I'm joking, but seriously.
Well, and I also read that people would use, instead, like you've heard of using baby oil to tan in the sun, but instead they would use motor oil or butter. Yeah, they often ended up with burns, obviously. But
butter?
Could you fucking imagine butter? That would just fry.
So they would spend all day churning their butter in the kitchen, and they would just rub it on their body and go outside. I guess,
like, that's a lot of work just to go burn your skin off. Like, oh my gosh.
I can't.
And they also would wear these, like, Hannibal Lecter-style rubber masks at night. I don't know how long this went on for, but there are, like, pictures and drawings of it. Like, they would put it on with, like, these salves underneath to, like, release the toxins from their skin. They thought it was good for their skin, and they wear these fucking terrifying rubber masks to sleep in or like around the house, like how we do a sheet mask or well, I don't really know much about them, but they would just they're so creepy looking.
I know that some people they thought blood was the cure.
Yeah.
So they would it depended on your wealth level. Mm-hmm. Like if you weren't wealthy, it was animal blood. And I mean, you don't have to kill the object. You just have to get the blood. Yeah. And they would rub it on their skin for aging purposes or rashes even. Yeah. But then the more wealthy would actually use human blood. And I mean, at some point,
and that's
I'm going to say a word, slave blood was a big thing. They would not kill them. They would just have them pretty much bleed into a bowl, cut their finger, arm, whatever. Oh my gosh. And then they would use that
is so wild.
as a whole beauty regimen.
Yeah. They did a lot of stuff. Well, we talked before about the medical cannibalism and stuff too, and public executions. People would go collect blood
for all of them,
and they do as a form of entertainment. Yeah. They would do executions and stuff, and people come watch just for fun because they had nothing else to do. I mean, I guess it would be quite boring back in those days, but still, could you imagine?
It was normal. Once again, it was normal.
Meet up at the local park for the public execution on Saturday afternoon.
Another thing they would do for beauty is in the late 20s and the early 30s, women would actually get fucking electrodes attached to their face, wealthy, once again, attached to their face, and they would literally just get zapped because they thought it would cure wrinkles.
Wow.
They would,
I don't think about it.
No, don't.
Not for wrinkles, but just...
No, they thought it would cure wrinkles because obviously you get older, you get wrinkles.
Yeah.
And these 40-year-old women would go get their fucking faces zapped off.
I mean, we have laser therapy and electrodes.
There were so many. I read so many things about people got burns. Yeah. People got even sicker because you're shocking your fucking head. I read
something that they used electro type, that kind of stuff for men to get their, to help them with their...
You're making a jack-off move.
You know what I'm saying? What's the word?
Penis.
To help them get it up and whatnot? And
erection.
To help them, yes, that's the word.
So they would shock their penis and it would become erect?
I didn't see the details on that one, but it's just something that came to mind. I think they use the electric stuff for quite a bit of different things. And
So I'm glad at some point somebody was like, listen, we should probably stop doing electric shock to the fucking body.
Right? Especially the face and the genitals. Speaking of genitals... In the 1930s,
good segue.
Women would they would douche with vinegar, okay, whatever, but Lysol. They would use it not only for douching, But as a form of birth control, they actually thought that it...
I've heard that.
Yeah, and of course it would lead to burning, inflammation, sometimes death from the toxic effects it had. Like,
if you spray Lysol on your coochie, you're gonna get an infection. Like, I don't know how you wouldn't.
Oh, ow. Like, the slightest thing is irritating to my skin. I cannot imagine putting Lysol on it.
Inside of you to douche with.
God.
Imagine that. I would like to know who decided that douching should be a thing.
Right?
Like,
who? Because a lot of...
You literally are told not to cleanse anything inside of your body.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even want you to put Q-tips inside of your fucking ear holes.
Right.
But yet, we're going to shove something up our vajayjay and clean it out?
And you think, like, especially if they're using things that
Lysol?
Any kind of...
I'm surprised we didn't put some motor oil up there. So
who knows? I'm sure they all tried.
They probably did.
I guess if you get bored enough back then, you probably tried all kinds of things. Good Lord.
Okay.
But... sorry,
we both did it at the exact same time. Okay, so they used to have something in the 50s called carpet sweeping parties.
Ooh, fun.
Literally, you would just go over to your friend's house and bring your broom and you would clean your friend's house, like as a group.
It's like a body double thing.
And every week, you would go to another friend's house. And it was a way to keep women motivated. It was a way to, like, help houses stay.
Well, I kind of like that.
I kind of like that, too. Can we bring that back? Only I have, like, a total of, like, no friends. So
we could do it with each other. You know,
it could just be me and all my personalities.
We're going to podcast and we're going to sweep, okay? Like,
I'll bring my broom, okay?
I'll bring my new spin mop, okay? It's really cool.
You have a spin mop?
I do.
I want one so bad. Is it worth it?
Yes, I love it. I love it. I also have a new little mini steamer that we've been using on fucking everything, and it is so satisfying. I can bring that shit. You have a steamer, don't you?
I have a mini steamer, yeah. I'm scared of it.
Really?
Yeah, because one time the lid popped off and it shot the ceiling and I thought I was going to die.
That's scary,
so
yeah.
It was quite,
Back to the 18th, maybe 19th century even too. This happened for a while. Men would sell their wives instead of get divorced. Like, not always, but like if divorce seemed like a hard option, they would just sell their wife to another man.
Was there a bidding war?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Be like $300.
Like, it's time to auction off Sally.
We both said Sally.
You didn't. Did you say Sally too?
Sally.
What the fuck?
We are the same. Anyway.
We got to do one of those, no, we've done that before, haven't we? The word association
like
where we try to say...
We should do it, though. That could be so fun.
Yeah, like, okay, she's good looking. She's got a nice set of ha-has. Like, let's
with
start
her.
the bidding at $35.
Her?
Like, I don't know how much.
$35?
Back then, I'm sure that was worth quite a bit.
Oh, yeah,
I would think.
And
that's just a starting bid. I'd go at least $200 on Sally. I'm sure she's a good sweeper.
She seems amazing. She could probably clean my house damn good.
Right.
Okay, so houses, and people might know about this. I don't know. Houses used to have a room called a parlor.
Yeah.
Did you know about that?
I know about parlors.
Do you know what a parlor room is? In a house. In a normal, everyday house. Like in the 40s, 50s, 60s, you would buy a house and it would have a parlor in it.
Was it for parties and gatherings?
That's what it was for whenever it wasn't intended for the true purpose. This was your final laying place. Like, that is where they would have your funeral.
The death parlor.
In the parlor.
Okay.
They would set it up. It was always the most extravagant fucking room in your house, even if it wasn't set up for death. Like, it was kind of like, now we call them family rooms.
Yeah.
Where it's like where you entertain your guests, but you don't really hang out in there kind of situation. But yeah, it was called a parlor room.
I kind of like that.
And it was literally where your funeral was held. Wow. So when you, in this time, went to go pick your house out, most people looked at the parlor room. They wanted to know what their death place would look like. Wow. This is before we buried him. We obviously buried him in the ground, but this is where you would sit for days so people could come view you in your parlor room. And then once your casket was taken out, they would turn it back into your family room.
Wow. That is wild.
Isn't that crazy?
I kind of like that. It's more of like a personal, I don't know. Yeah, personal experience rather than going to a big public place.
Obviously,
and you've got all your food and dining already there, and everybody's together. And I mean, except for the smell of death.
We phased these out. They're not even in house.
Yeah.
It's actually really rare. I think you're the only person I know that actually has a family room. And a living room.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
call ours. I guess it is a family room, like a den. But our house was built as like a parsonage for the church next door, so we do have it was kind of built to entertain and things like. And then we have like a screened-in porch connected to it too.
So curious. I wonder if one time that was the parlor room.
Well, our house wasn't built like the 70s.
Okay,
so
never
probably
mind.
Not.
Because this was like the 20s to the 50s.
Maybe they did hold like after funeral get-togethers and things. Who knows?
Okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
They also, so back in, this was like in the 1930s. People would air their babies out. They put them in a cage outside, like that hung outside the window give their babies fresh air and sunlight. Like, okay, let's put
Wait,
the little...
hang them like Michael Jackson?
Well, it's like a little cage that like they would hang outside the window, like in apartment buildings and things like that.
Right.
And like, okay, little Tommy needs his fresh air and sunlight. Let's put him in the cage and hang him out for an hour. Just like hang their babies out the window.
Like, why?
They just thought they needed fresh air and sunlight, and I guess they didn't want to take them outside. I don't know.
Well, I know a lot of times a lot of people lived in more like apartment style buildings.
I think that's what this mostly was.
Necessarily have.
Yeah, I think it was mostly apartment buildings.
A yard or anything. So, okay, in the 50s and 60s, women used to like put their children in buggies and just like walk them up to the front door of their house and leave them outside in their little buggy in their little stroller.
Well, they went and like had their
did
tea
whatever.
and crumpets.
It's like when you would park your bike outside.
Yeah, they just park the baby.
They would leave the stroller out front with the baby.
And if it
front.
cried, they
Didn't
just
matter.
leave it. I assume they're strapped in, but
I don't know.
what if
I wasn't
they
there.
are like big enough to roll? Don't they just roll out on the concrete?
Just sit up and jump. I don't know.
Oh my gosh!
I think they're more like a basket. Like
okay.
they couldn't just roll out. They're more like modern day strollers.
More like a carriage or something. Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think this was more of a London thing, more of a UK situation. But I did read where it was some places in America too.
And I know they used to, we talked before about people, this for a short time, people would mail babies, like send them through, of course, probably back in like horse and carriage days. But, you know, send them to grandma's, they'll take the trip. But also I think that's how they did adoption. They would like purchase a baby and have it
would
shipped to them.
legitimately come in the fucking mail. Like
you
in the
imagine?
mail.
Like, I really like this baby. I'd like to have him by next Tuesday if you can make that trip.
Amazon Prime this bitch.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay.
In the 20s. Okay, this is how the other day, before I even looked up stuff for this episode, I was talking to my mom and my little one, and he's like, we get to talking because they're left-handed. 2 of my kids are left-handed. My mom's left-handed. My grandma was. It's like a thing in the family. And my little one's like, what did they use to wipe with back in the day? Because we got to talk about left-handed people wiping with their left, whatever.
This
That's
conversation
how it started.
got a little weird.
Yeah. And he's like, what did people wipe? And my mom's like, well, I think they probably used corn cobs and, leaves. And yeah, they'd use all kinds of stuff. Magazine pages, like especially from the Farmer's Almanac, things like that. Like, yeah, before TP, you get creative. Like, and that's what when COVID hit and like all I was like, I got all kinds of ideas, dude. We never had to. We never got to that point.
I hope not.
But I was like, I could get creative. Like, I got all kinds of old t-shirts I could pull,
Why would you not just use a rag?
Yeah, and just
then,
wash it.
Rewash it,
But back then they didn't. The laundry was just like, you just, put it in a basin and slap it around a few times. You didn't have your washer and dryer. So I'm sure they did use torn up rags and things like that when they could. But wash and poop off an old rag probably was a lot harder than it is now.
True.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's how they did diapers.
True. Yeah, that's true.
They didn't have diapers. They had cloth diapers and they had to wash them in the sink.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you did.
And like with sanitary napkins and pads, which pads have been around a long time, but the adhesive ones didn't come around till later. But they would do all kinds of stuff.
Didn't it used to just be like a chunk of fabric, essentially?
Yeah, and they actually had, what did they call them? Like,
didn't they have the whole
menstrual belts?
The belt situation.
Yeah, where they would belt them on or something, and that lasted for quite a while. Because the adhesive ones, I'm not sure it was like the
wearing
60s
a belt
or 70s.
Yeah. To hold your pad on? Oh my god.
To undo everything every time. And I know my daughter told me one time, now this was probably way back, more ancient times, I don't know how, but they would just layer their clothing and just not use pads and just like layer as much as they could to absorb it.
And then if a male saw you bleeding, they probably thought you were like evil and part of Satan's cult and you needed to be burned at the stake. Like, I'm serious.
You're not allowed in public with your menses.
Like, I'm serious.
Well, I know there were times too where like pregnant women weren't allowed in public.
I read that.
You weren't supposed to be seen if you were with a child or whatever. It's crazy.
Why?
But you go back to like, oh my god, there's so many fucked up things. But then just the hygiene stuff, just the 20s up until like the 50s, families would sometimes share a toothbrush. Everybody, not only that, they'd share their bar of soap, their bath water, they'd leave it, they'd reuse it, everybody used the same. If they took a bath, sometimes once a week, maybe less.
But you have to think, the way they had to take baths.
Yeah.
There wasn't necessarily a running water where you could just turn. I mean, the 50s, I'm sure there was. But
you'd have to really put a lot of work
20s
in.
and 30s and before, like, unless you were wealthy, you didn't have a tub with a knob.
Yeah.
You had to, like, warm it on the stove.
Yeah.
And pour it in the basin.
Right.
To wash your body.
Everybody gets a bath tonight. And then
to drain it, you had to use a pail and throw it outside. Like, chuck the water. Like, it wasn't... Like with the... I understand why we didn't do that every day.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
no,
that's
that
a lot.
sense.
That's hours. Just for one bath.
I bet like, before... Excuse me. Before even then, they probably sometimes went weeks or months, if at all.
I wonder if
I bet everyone stunk.
I don't know if it's hard for you, but sometimes it's hard for me to take a shower, like to physically get in the mode of taking a shower because it's so much. I do, but it's hard. I wonder if that's like a natural instinct because I like know how much work it was going to be. I mean, obviously nowhere near as bad as that, but
I've never thought of that. It's like our past lives bleeding through and we're like, goodness gracious, this is so much work to have to set up our bathing ritual.
We've got to set the stove.
All we gotta do is fucking flip the shower on and get naked. But
we're so privileged.
But it's like it's some kind of trauma bleeding through from having to fill that basin and heat up that water.
It's instinctual. Like, I don't want to shower for that reason. I'm now always going to think of that when I don't want to shower.
Thought of that.
I'm going to be like, I don't want. I'm not.
Well, they say like there's this thing with ADHD people and how they're supposed to be like prone to like hunter-gatherer type things. It's like maybe our like hunter-gatherer mind's like, I remember when we had to all share that water.
I remember that fucking... I don't remember it, but I was there.
My subconscious, my higher self, whatever, knows that. Mm-hmm. But now we've got so many things. We've got wipes and all kinds of like, you know, even if you skip your shower, you can wipe down, deodorant, clean undies.
History, the best time in history to take a shower. You have everything you'll ever need.
Everything.
There's creams for eyebrows.
Right.
But yeah, we still don't want to.
It's so much work.
If somebody from the past could hear this right now, they would... The Tyrannosaurus Rex is growing. They would turn us off.
Oh my gosh. And spoiled
probably
bitches.
Go themselves because they don't want to become what we are. So it's
I think a lot, it also goes the opposite way. Sometimes I don't want to shower because there is so much expectation. Like I have to shave, I have to moisturize, I have to condition my hair. I have to do all these things. Like, fuck that. If I can just get in, scrub up, rinse off, I'm good. But if I know I gotta shave my legs or something, it's like a whole fucking thing, you know? Like all these
I just want to say, they're doing road construction at the end of my road because it got washed away by the fucking mass amount of rain. That is crazy.
When I pulled up on your road,
it's gone.
The entire road is gone.
So there's like semis and tractors driving up and down my
street.
It
is like surreal. It's
okay, that's not what the water did.
Okay.
They dug that.
But last week when I was here, it was like it looked like a big sinkhole, and they had it surrounded.
No, they dug that.
Okay.
Okay. So there was a little hole.
Which we do get sinkholes around here.
It was probably like the size of a basketball.
Okay.
And it was like off to the side of the road. And what happened was they tried to repair it, and they realized it went completely under the road, and there was only 1 inch of concrete holding cars up.
That's terrifying.
So they had to rip through all of it,
good
and
they have
to rebuild it all up. So that's what they've been doing.
Well, good for them, because someone could have just poured a little concrete and not even thought.
Well, it's so annoying because
I bet
it's so loud, and them doing the work is fucking fantastic. I'm glad they saw. I'm glad. It's just my dogs. My dogs don't like big and trucks. They can't get used to it, and they're there, and I'm surprised they're not losing their shit right now because the truck just went by.
Yeah, they're doing really good.
They are. They're probably sleeping. Actually, did we let them in the house?
Yes, I remember counting them, right?
Are they outside?
I remember counting as we came in.
Okay, so back to our facts here. What are they? Things people used to do. Okay.
Yeah.
In the 50s, the cigarette ads.
Yeah.
They claimed to help you lose weight.
Yeah. Not only that, they thought that it helped freshen your breath, like the menthols. Yeah. That it helped with sore throats, asthma. They thought it was like a health benefit back then. And some doctors would even like endorse certain cigarette brands.
They would like push them.
Yeah.
100%.
Like all the things that we think that it's bad for now, they thought that it was good for them. Yeah. And of course, nicotine and tobacco on its own is not a bad thing. Like there are benefits.
It's all the chemicals added into it.
Yeah. So that maybe there are beneficial things to it. And now they've added so many things over the years. But could you imagine now? Like, well, and I know just back in our day, I remember there being smoking was so common. Hold on.
Back in our day, we don't have a back. We're in our 30s.
Well,
we're not going to turn us into old during this episode.
But nowadays, you don't even see people smoking indoors. So, like, when we were little, I remember people smoking everywhere. Not just the restaurants.
God, on an airplane even. Like, the airports. And
they're on airports, some offices.
The hospital? Yeah. There was a smoking section. Yeah. And I can say this. Like, we were alive during the time where it went from, you can smoke, smoking or none.
Yep.
Remember that?
It's slowly
to now,
transitioned.
You have to stay 15 to 20 feet away from the front door.
Yeah.
We were there during that.
Yeah.
Because I remember how crazy it was. Because I would always go to the smoking side. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And I would get my fucking Mexican dish.
Mm-hmm.
And I would eat that and take a break in the middle, smoke a cigarette, and then finish eating it. Like, I'm not lying. I did that. Like, I was like an 18-year-old human being.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. I looked forward to that. I was like, let's go to smoking. And then when I worked in restaurants with smoking, it was like, oh, it's so gross. I got to clean all these ashtrays. But then I go out after work and have my own cigarette.
Yeah.
Like, but now you just don't see people smoking like you used to. It's so looked down on.
It's
all the vaping. Yeah.
It's all vapes.
You go
the
smell
vaping
the tutti
people
frutti
look down
everywhere.
on smokers, and smokers don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Like, literally, they're like, I don't care. So in the 50s, during the Cold War, okay, people were actually urged through magazines, through television, through all of this stuff to build their own atomic bomb shelters. Like, build your shelter now, the bomb is coming, would be on your television at night as a commercial break. Because they were actually convinced that any moment a bomb could drop. And the advertisements were like, you have to protect your family. Build a bomb shelter.
Sounds like the Fallout stuff.
Well, okay. You ever seen Blast from the Past?
Mm-mm.
Oh! It's like, I think it was Brandon Fraser. I don't know. They actually built a fallout shelter in this time because they thought it was going to happen. And this guy, he had it stocked. Well, an airplane crashed close to their home and they thought it was happening. And so they go down into their shelter and they set their timer for like 25 years and she ends up having a baby down there.
Oh,
and so this,
maybe I have seen this.
and he comes out 25 years later because the mom or dad, I don't remember, gets sick.
Okay.
I think it's the dad. And so he has to like learn how to live.
Oh my
Because there was never a bomb.
Yeah.
Like he just lived in the fucking shelter. His whole life was sheltered literally.
Gosh.
But no, it used to be advertisements. So think about this. Think about how many fucking atomic bomb shelters are out there.
Yeah.
Out under, near, around a house.
Yeah.
That they built, which is probably not safe now. My neighbors at my old place thought they found one in their yard.
Oh, wow.
Because it was like a perfect steel square under the ground.
I bet there are way more.
And they didn't even know about it until they went to like dig a little bit to put a pool in.
Yeah.
Like just to dig down a couple, 6 inches. And they hit something.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
and they still don't know what it is. They just had it filled in.
Oh, I would have to know.
Because it was like a big square box, metal box in the ground. I bet that's what it was. I don't know what else it could have been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's wild.
Yeah.
Unless it was just a big safe buried with some, I don't know. That's
no, there was
crazy.
nothing in it. They got in it. There was
Oh,
nothing
they did
in
get
it.
in
No,
it.
it was just a
Okay.
big square box.
Then yeah, that had to be what it
Yeah,
was
there was
for.
absolutely nothing down in it. There was no
That's
dirt in
crazy.
it. There was nothing. It was really fucked up. It was really weird. Yeah.
That's what I could see something like that happening again though, like to where. And then of
Build
course they
your
want to make
bomb
money off of
shelter.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It really does remind me of the Fallout games, but now they've got the show off.
I've never.
It's the show was really good.
I remember the games many moons
Yeah.
ago, but I don't.
Yeah, the show's pretty good. So we were talking about like wearing corsets and things like that. Like
Right.
people, and this went all the way up till what, probably 50s, 40s, 50s, 30s. I don't know. People had to wear, not only did you have to dress nice, but women had to always be in dresses. Men had to wear suits and hats. So it was like very disrespectful to dress casual. Like a woman couldn't even do her housework unless she was like, she had to wear a dress. You go to the store, you're wearing a dress. And most of the time you have to have your matching hat, your matching gloves, sometimes your matching little clutch or purse. Like you must always be presentable.
I know in the 60s it started changing to women could start wearing slacks.
Yeah, that's when women started
It
rebelling a
slowly
little.
transformed where women were like, we
Yeah.
didn't burn the bras, we burned the dresses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're like, no thanks.
Yeah,
Listen,
because that's when it all really
the
started.
last time I put a dress on my body was probably for my wedding, and I did not want to do that.
Yeah.
Actually, I did. It was a really pretty dress. My grandma made it. But
I'll wear them to funerals and weddings and stuff.
like I have a couple summer dresses I will throw on over a swimsuit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wear it into the Walmart.
Right.
It's just like in my backyard I'm throwing this dress
Yeah.
on because I don't want to walk around in my swimsuit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a little more clothing.
I just can't imagine like that feeling of like you can never be comfortable. You must always be dressed like to be able to not do my housework.
The thing about that exact one, like our grandparents, maybe even our parents remember that. Like I've talked to my grandma about it before and she's like, yeah, I literally remember whenever we like as a woman force went from always having to wear high heels
Yeah.
to they started selling and marketing flats to women.
So
She said it was the biggest culture shock she's ever
yeah.
seen because women were all of a sudden in flats and you could not be in a flat.
Right.
Both of my grandmas have told me
Imagine how
stories.
terrible their feet all were.
Oh,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, that'd be so miserable.
Exactly.
And now how lucky we are now that if we want to go in friggin' I don't know, our comfy shorts and a baggy t-shirt to the store and flip-flops. Nobody cares.
Listen, I am a sweatpants and hoodie kind of gal. Don't get me wrong. I got my millennial leggings and my perfect tight hoodies that make me look like I fit into whatever fucking category I'm supposed to fit into. But sweatpants, like, what do I got on right now? I have a Halloween hoodie on, by the way. I made this with bleach, and it is fabulous.
I love it.
And my freaking Nike sweatpants.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. It's not actually June, so it's May. but it's still, we just had 7 months of rain.
Yeah, and
literally.
it was cold yesterday.
So
it was weird.
I mean,
for May, this is really weird.
I could really take this hoodie off and just do the t-shirt underneath, but I'm so comfy in a hoodie.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. I'm not ready for
and
the
just to think that
like
hoodies were not a fucking thing.
Yeah,
there was no such thing as a sweatshirt.
Like right now, my Walmart leggings, my stretchy mind you, yesterday I went around all day in a pair of leggings. I had a hole in the ass and did not know, and I'm so embarrassed now. I threw them in the trash. But I'm like,
oh no,
that hole was in my fucking ass.
My problem is I would not have thrown those in the trash. Those would have been my farm leggings.
See, I would have kept them, but I would have got them mixed up, and I would have done it again.
I have a thing with leggings. It has nothing to do with history, but listen. I had 3 good pairs of black leggings. Perfect, pristine pairs. Say that 5 times fast.
Perfect, pristine pairs.
Now I have 7. I did not buy them. My daughter does not know where they came from.
A glitch in the matrix.
I have no they're all identical.
Wow.
They're the same exact fucking pair. 7 times.
They're just...
Which I had... I bought myself 3. I bought them. I think I bought them at Target. Comfortable. Perfect. Now I have 7.
They're duplicating.
I do not know where they came from.
That's crazy.
Same size, same brand, same everything. And people could be like, oh, your husband. No, he does not know what size, brand, or anything I wore. I bought those at Target, I was probably with him, but he didn't throw 3 more pairs in. Like, I don't know. It's so fucking confusing.
It's crazy.
So weird. Anyway, whoa. All of my birds just said, fuck you, and we're going to start screaming. Okay. In the 70s, people actually bought rocks as pets.
Oh, so that's where the term the pet rock comes from?
I guess. They came in little tiny boxes with little breathing holes. And they had straw beds.
Oh my gosh.
They were advertised as the perfect pet. You did not have to clean, feed, watch, anything. People fucking bought these for their children and for themselves.
Oh my gosh.
It was like knowing you had a pet rock. It was like a cool thing.
I kind of love it.
Okay.
I love rocks.
Do you remember, like, back in our day, as you like to say, which I refuse to say, we had the little jumping beans.
Yeah, okay.
Do you remember that? Like, you would buy, literally, at the gas station, it was a little, like, yellow square. And they were worms inside of fucking shells. We would buy them for like $1, and there was always 4 or 5 of them, and they would just pop around.
Oh my gosh.
And then one day they would hatch out, and you would have a fucking little bitty thing of worms. Do you remember that?
Yeah, and well, then there was like Cheopets and all kinds of stuff. Like,
no,
but those were actual
real fucking worms.
I don't know if I ever got one.
Oh
I know what you're talking about.
The gas station up the road sold them, and every time we went, I got new ones. And in like 3 days, they hatched, and you would just have worms you threw outside. Like, so funny. We bought those things.
I remember hearing about them, but I don't know that I ever had one to know what it was.
I probably had 300 in my life. Like, little worm balls. What the fuck? Like, if my kids came to me right now, we're like, can we buy this? But you didn't know they were worms until you fucking got them and they hatched on their own. They advertised them as jumping rocks. So you think you're so fucking cool because you have a rock that jumps.
Oh my god!
But it's a worm. It's a little bitty white and yellow fucking worm in there.
My mind is blown. I never knew what. I've always heard of them but I never knew what they actually were.
This was 90s, so we're not going too far back. But we purchased those things around here in the fucking Midwest. That's the kind of shit that tickled our fancies, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
There were so many cool things that we used to do, though, that we don't get to do anymore.
We don't get to do anymore. I don't know. I think actually buying the kids some fucking jumping rocks is better than buying them a new game on their iPad.
Yeah, right?
I mean, I don't really want worms.
Oh, did you know they used to... Okay, and I don't know if this was a common thing or just, like, now and then, but in Sweden, I saw that they would make... My husband actually told me this, and I had to go look it up. He's like, you know they made sweaters out of hair, like human hair?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I guess they were like 60% human hair.
Could
this was like
imagine,
in the 40s, I guess.
Could you imagine how uncomfortable that would be on your skin?
Gosh.
Like, I can't even handle the hair touching my neck sometimes.
Yeah.
Let alone my whole
like
fucking
this morning, on the way here, I was telling you, I'm like, oh, I'm having a whole fucking day. I can't stand my hair. It's driving me crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine being covered in like...
Thanks. Absolutely
it's just poking and it's like I have a friend that's a hairdresser and I'm like, I don't know how she's always got hair on her.
My aunt is a hairdresser.
They have to pick it off all day long. I'm like,
and it gets like in their skin and stuff stuff. Like they have to pull hairs out of their skin
Oh
sometimes.
my
Yeah.
gosh. Oh,
Yeah.
it drives me crazy.
Okay, so in the 50s, people bought something called canned air. Not kidding. It was a fucking can. It looked aerosol-ish. Okay, they would spray it. It was literally a can of air marketed for people who wanted to smell and taste mountain or ocean air. Your choice.
What?
Buy the mountain air or buy the other
So
air.
we're not talking like the stuff you spray to clean your
No. They would spray it in
computer.
their face so they could breathe the ocean air.
So kind of like a room freshener, but
No, it didn't smell. It was air.
it wasn't even scented.
No.
It was just like
It was
trapping the air from the area.
Literally.
Oh my gosh. So it's like, oh, I trapped some air from this area. Just, that's so crazy.
They purchased these.
So there
and
was no scent. There was no...
Nothing. It was a can of air. You sprayed in your face to breathe the ocean air.
Oh my gosh.
Or the mountain air. Your choice.
Wow. My, how far we've come.
I don't know. Some people might still buy that. I'm just saying. That's really not that
Reminds
crazy.
me of the Lorax with the trees and
Right,
yeah.
right, yeah. And they actually do have canned air.
Yeah,
Remember? Because they
that's
have
right,
to have
they
it.
did, yeah.
Yeah, maybe...
Well, and they have
Maybe
canned
that's where
like
it
canned
came from.
oxygen, like in the camping section at I think it was the camping section at Walmart. Because my husband got some because he's like, oh, you ever get short of breath? And I'm like, it's literally oxygen in a can. He's like, yeah, I mean, it's good for all kinds of things. And I'm like,
Excuse me, what?
I guess it gives you like an oxygen boost or something. Like
That is what this is. It is marketed for dumbasses to purchase because it is a can.
he got it for like after he works out and stuff. Like he's like, yeah, give me like a, I don't know.
I'm sorry, I don't think it's just you got air.
That's what I thought.
No.
He said, yeah, but it's clear, fresh oxygen.
He fell for it. He fell for the scam of the 50s. But it's not mountain or ocean.
I can see how it would be good, like, if you're in an area where you have no fresh air and, like, you need some kind of hit to get fresh air. Like, I don't know, if you're in, like, an area with a lot of smoke or something, and I don't know. I can't think of a reason why I would need it.
I don't think you do. That's the point.
He says he feels better when he does it.
It's a placebo. I'm sorry. It's canned air. Breathe. Take a breath.
Maybe it's the fast rush of it, like...
I'll blow in your face.
Oxygen on you at the hospital.
I'll blow in your face. You'll be fine. Oh my god. Okay. Do you have any more?
I don't think so.
Okay, so I have one more. Back in the 40s, there was something called a full-length mirror craze. Okay, think of a full-length mirror. We buy it at Walmart for $10 fucking and hang on our wall. Or you can have a big, fancy, pretty one. I've got a $10 one from Walmart on the back of... It's actually in my daughter's room because she stole it. Back of her door. She's a teenager, so she's allowed to steal it. Anyway, okay. If you had one hanging in your living room, it meant you were wealthy.
Huh.
Period.
Really?
Seriously. Because you could look at yourself in all your glory.
Oh my gosh.
So if you had a full-length fucking mirror in the 40s in your living room, you were considered a wealthy human being.
Huh. And now, like, I hate mirrors. Like, I have a body length one, and I took it down when I moved in, and I just have it hidden in case I ever need it. But I don't like it. I don't like being able to see my...
So I have trained my eyes to, like, when I look in a mirror, I don't look at my face.
Yeah.
Like, I'll look at the hair or the ear, or if I have a pimple, or if I have a hair on my chin I need to pluck. You know,
look at what you need to look at.
I don't ever like myself.
It's creepy. It's creepy when you do.
It can get creepy.
It's disorienting. If that's the word.
Okay, I don't think it is for everybody. I think when you have brains like ours, you look at every detail and everything on your fucking face, and it starts to freak you out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. So with that said, if you need to get a hold of us for any reason, you can do so at...
Only if you can keep up at gmail.com.
I think I'm just going to let you start saying those every time because you do so good.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye.